Yes, yes. Good evening, good evening, good evening. You know the vibes. We're about to get started. Back to back right now. Do a little boxing, a little sauce talk. Then at 7:30 we have different type of sauce, that play-by-play sauce on the NBA game. And shout out to the post office, man. They got it right, man. My guy got his CMOS today. You know what it is? I'm telling you, the post office knew they was about to lose my business. Yes, even though I don't have a contract with them per se, I do ship a lot of CMOS through the Brentwood Postal Service, and I could go right up the road to the Bay Shore on Fifth Avenue. And I explained that to them yesterday. And what do you know? My delivery got there today, so that's what's up. Because normally my priority shipping supposed to get there the next day. Sometimes people was getting stuff 2 and 3. Like, no, I'm paying priority shipping. But salute to my guy, he got his product. That's what's up, man. So I guess I can go back to the Brentwood Postal Service now. I want to say shout out to World Combat Sports. Destiny Black, Batman, my guy Pop a lot, um, dope panel earlier. I was on, and I want to say this. Let me say this because I know they try a guy, a shithead, whatever. That's what I call him. Dirty D, Doodoo Brown, tried to paint a picture of me as a switch sider. No, listen, I am what you would call a boxing journalist, boxing executive, boxing strategist, whatever, right? And I was on a panel today, and it's always the topic, Spence Porter. So I had to thank World Combat for giving me the floor. And a question was brought up about, the whole 60-40, 60-40. Salute to my guy, Giddy, man. Yes, appreciate you, Giddy. Yes, and World Combat gave me the floor, and the dude kept referencing the whole 60-40, 60-40, right? So let me break something down to you, right? He was talking about Bob Arum saying how he lost money on Bud, yada yada. But see, that's how you know a lot of boxing fans, right? They don't know the business. I'm not saying I know all the business, but I do know some of the business. Shout out to my uncle, who is a heavy hitter in the game, man. Shout out to my team, young Jahad Tucker's fighting next Saturday, Turning Point, Verona, New York. So I do know a little something, something. So when I had World Combat gave me the floor, and dude kept talking like, see, a lot of you dudes, no disrespect, but you guys are idiots. You know, you guys are idiots because you don't know. You go off of narratives, and I'm gonna get to that too. This is why you don't know because you go off of narratives. You go off a particular community, and I'm gonna say this right. So I shut dude up. I shut him up. Like he had to bounce off of the panel, and like I said, I am no Team Crawford, Team Smith. I'm Team Tucker, but more importantly, I'm Team Boxing. I'm Team Sauce. I'm Team, like I said, boxing. So dude kept like referencing the fact that Bob Arum, oh, he said he lost money off of Bud. Yes, he lost money. You know why he lost money? Because Bud gets guaranteed money. Bud is not fighting for $1 million on a pay per view, and they say, "Oh, we're gonna get on the back end." No, Bud is getting that Canelo Alvarez up front. How Canelo Alvarez and went over there and stole all their money. Yeah, he robbed them blind. 40 million up front, no back end. No, this is what I want. That's what I'm getting. So that's what Bud does. Bud gets guaranteed money from Top Rank and Bob. So yes, Bob was feeling some type of way. So when I explained that on the panel, See, you guys, most of you fans, you fanatics, you Spence Smites, you Hamanites, you don't know nothing. All you know is what I'm gonna get to later on in the source is whatever narrative, whatever goof tuber you subscribe to, whatever community you are a part of, that you love to go off of they say so and what they telling you to digest. Because to be quite honest with you, Bob told y'all through his own mouth that he pays Bud a handsome ransom. Yes. And he's mad because he doesn't see the return. That is not Terrence Crawford's fault. Terrence Crawford is what? A professional prize fighter. Top rank. Bob Arum is what? A promoter. The promotion company. It is the promoter's job to promote the fighter. So you guys get so caught up in these narratives. It's not Bud's job to sell the fight. It's Bud's job to fight. So when I hear people say, "Oh, he doesn't do interviews, he doesn't do that, he's not marketable." Okay. So now he is supposed to do the promoter's job. He's supposed to be the fighter and the promoter. So maybe it was a good fit for him to leave. And you guys feel like other fighters are more popular and more marketable than him when they really actually not. But that's a whole nother topic, a whole nother conversation another day. But salute to World Combat for giving me a voice on his show today. Salute to that. But now let's get to what I was saying. Why so many of you guys are deaf, dumb, and blind and don't know really your ass from your elbow. Because look at today, for example, right? And shout out to my man Pop. Me was talking. I said, "Yo, man, these dudes are so disgusting, man." I was like, "See, today was a beautiful day for me because we had icy conditions, and I did what I had to do. I took care of the hills, salted stuff down, and then the weather heated up, so it was like, no, I could just park up and wait for a call, or for accident or something, and God was good today, no accident. So I was able to really soak in a lot of the what I like to call reality TV boxing shows, right? And they were coming on back to back like the Maury Povich show, right? And since last night, right? Whoever the most popular is, right? Whatever his breaking story is, they all follow suit. I seen it today for my own eyes. And I'm like, no wonder you get so many deaf, dumb, and blind fans because they always talk that they pitch that casual versus the fanatic versus this. No. At the end of the day, most boxing fans fall under one category, the YouTube category. And that's what you see. That's why you see so many YouTube channels. You see so many guys with platforms. You see so many guys who are actually, bloggers slash journalists, whatever. But you don't see a lot of guys who actually do the real work. When I say the real work, I mean interviews, covering fighters, at fights, and gyms. It's only a selected handful that's really frontliners. Hopefully, y'all understand that. Now, back to what I was saying. When you only go off of YouTube information pertaining to boxing, you're not getting the real source. You're not getting the real news. A lot of guys were talking about the Charlo Andrade shit. I guess Charlo went live and he said he'll fight Boo Boo. This is the pattern they always do. But that was the topic on so many different channels. It's not going to be the topic over here until a fight is actually made, until it's some type of real back and forth contracts, offer sheets, things of that nature. You guys probably don't understand what I'm talking about, but it is what it is. It's cool. But I seen that, right? Then I also seen, I guess, the pound for pound list and certain lists have been coming out, right? This is how you know, like, the YouTube boxing community is like delusional, out the loop, and it's what it is. It's a tight knit YouTube community because at the end of the day, a list is a list. A list is somebody's opinion. But I've seen so many different narratives on lists. ESPN disrespectful as this one. Everybody needs to come with their own listing. That's what it is. It's your opinion. It's your opinion. At the end of the day, the list is the list. I could have 10 different people. You could have 10 different people. It's just a list. It's an opinion. But you guys are caught up in the matrix. The matrix, which makes absolutely no sense. No sense at all. Shout out to my man E Cruz, man. I got that, E. Appreciate that. But yes, so it is on and popping at 7:30. Like I said, I'm gonna try to give you a good hour sauce, and then at 7:30, we're gonna do that play by play. We have been shaking that up. I told you we're moving in a whole nother direction. Cause like I've been saying, right, when it comes to boxing, I am boxing. But what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna still do my podcast, but I also am going to jump on panels, especially of people that I respect. And World Combat is the top hitter that I definitely respect his work. Like I said, I have covered fights with him in person. Yes, in person. See, a lot of you guys, I never seen you guys. I don't know you guys. I never covered a fight with you guys. It is what it is. Yeah, look, they did a good job, man. Salute to Brentwood, man. They got that order there, man. That's E's order right there. You see it. Oh, that was the order yesterday. I shipped that out yesterday. Now I'm just waiting on a couple other. But see, E is local. Not really local, but that was fast for them, man. I'm waiting for these other orders to touch down. And I'm gonna say this, right? Shout out to E, man. E is a supporter of the Source brands. Yo, E got hats from me. It took them. That's what the beef was over. That's why I'm surprised they got the CMOS there that fast. Yo, it took them 3 days to deliver his hats, but yet they got the CMOS there. Maybe because I guess it was in a box. Maybe I gotta start using the priority boxes more. They got that shit there, ASAP Rocky. But salute to them. They knew they was gonna lose my contract. That's how I look at it. I'm an independent contractor. See, that's how some of y'all should look at yourself. But it is a lot of y'all. It is what it is. Y'all are not bosses. Y'all are not even men. Like, see, at the end of the day, one thing about the Source is I'm a man first, but I know I am a boss, and I have brands, I have businesses, and that's how I carry myself. Like, I was on World Combat's thing, but I had to mute it because I went to go get my patch for boxing, my patches, right? And I know for whatever reason, COVID, so the owner wasn't there. I know the owner. But you know how, see, guys will always try to pull one over on you. That's why they say sometimes it's cool to pay a fool, you know? So I let the dude, um, I have a set price on what I pay for my stuff, right? So I told the guy, I said, yeah, I'm going to, I need one. He tried to tell me that I have to order 20. If I order, no, 10. First he said 20, then I was like, 20, why do I need 20? I only have, I'm putting it on one fighter's trunks. I don't have 20 fighters that I'm putting on. He said, all right, so I'll do 10 at 20. I was like, I just told you I only need one. So he's like, oh, for one, right? Look, I'm gonna peep the game now. Peep the game. Right? He didn't know who I was. So I just played dumb. I'm gonna play a fool. So he's like, yeah, one, I gotta charge you $75. Now, this is where the game comes in, right? That's why you have to be mindful of the people that you deal with, people who are trying to get over on you. People will try to get over on you every single day if you let them. Now he doesn't know that I am a returning customer. I guess because of COVID, everything. I do a lot of my stuff online, but today I happen to, like I said, be in the area, so I pulled up. Now he tells me that that this is normal procedures. They gotta upload your patch. You gotta send them the MP, whatever it is. I can't PN. I can't think of the specific letters. When you send them that image, they upload that image into their system. Now they have your patch. They design a boopty boopty whoop, right? But mine is already in there, mind you. I know this already. So he's telling me they got to do all of that. And being that I'm only getting one, I have to pay with that price. I'm like, all right, cool. So I let him run all that down to me. Then I asked for the owner, right? He was like, oh, he's not here, COVID, such and such. I was like, all right, no problem. I was like, can you check to see if my patch is in the system? Because I was like, I think my patch is in the system already. He was like, nah, I don't, I handle all that. So you know what I did? I showed him my patch already on a pair of trunks, trying to let him wiggle his way out. Yeah, he still proceeded to act like my patch still wasn't in the system. So finally, I just called the owner right in front of him, and I said, "Yo, the prices went up right in front of him. Yeah, the prices went up. What's going on? My stuff got to get re-put back in the system. You got a new system, and you didn't transfer the hard drives and stuff over. Man, if you could have seen the look on this guy's face. Prices. That's why they say never judge a book by its cover. I guess because I was in there in my work attire and I didn't come off as a boss, a CEO, somebody important to him. He thought he could run game on me. But see, sometimes you have to be mindful of all of this that goes on. And this goes on with the YouTube community, YouTube boxing game. It does all the time. That's what I said. And a lot of you fans fall victim to this. Yes, you do. And for whatever reason, this 2022, that's why you see the way the source moves the way I move now. In regards to a lot of people have my number, but I don't talk to a lot of people no more. Some people I still text back and forth with, exchange emails, but I don't talk with a lot of people no more because a lot of people were like that gentleman that I just spoke on. They mistaken my kindness for weakness. They mistaken my humbleness for stupidity. They talk down on me. And like I like to reference, they didn't know what I carried. And they treated me like I was common. But God wanted them to treat me that way because He wanted me to see who they were. I love that, man. So deep. So deep. So, what I'm going to do now is like I always do. I saved this for later on today. It's time to have some source words of inspiration, you know? So let's get it started.
This is the Bible in 1 Year, day 6. Directions for life. Pippa and I are often in a hurry. We're not good at planning our car journeys. We often set off in the wrong direction and frequently get lost, even with a sat-nav. I don't know why it has taken me so long to learn the importance of getting good directions and following them. Many of us are like this in life. We charge off in a hurry. We don't realize the importance of getting good directions for life. If you follow God's directions for life, you will enjoy His blessing and bring blessing to others. Start each day waiting for directions. When embarking on a journey, the best time to get good directions is before you begin. In this psalm, we have a wonderful example of how to begin each day. Listen to my cry for help, my King and my God. But to you I pray. In the morning, O Lord, you hear my voice. In the morning, I lay my requests before you and wait expectantly. David is waiting for directions. There's something special about beginning your day by laying your requests before God. The whole day has a different dimension as you wait expectantly. Lord, today I lay my requests before you and wait for directions. Lead me, O Lord. Spread your protection over me. Surround me with your favor as with a shield. Follow Jesus' directions for life. There are some general directions that apply to every car journey. These are the rules of the road. Jesus' directions in the Sermon on the Mount are like a highway code for a life of blessing. Following Jesus' directions involves a radical lifestyle. He challenges us to be ruthless in dealing with every wrong attitude, thought, word, and action. Our words should be words of blessing, not anger. Do not speak angry words against your brothers and sisters. The simple moral fact is that words kill, but words can also give life. Choose today to speak life-giving words of wisdom, encouragement, and blessing. We are called to do everything within our power to bless those we've fallen out with. If we remember a grudge a friend has against us, we should go to the friend and try to make things right. If we encounter an old enemy, we should make the first move, make things right with them. We need to guard what we do with our eyes and our heart. If we allow them to become corrupted, then far from being a blessing to others, we will be rotten ourselves. Take radical action. When teaching on adultery, Jesus says it's not simply about the physical act. Don't think you've preserved your virtue simply by staying out of bed. Your heart can be corrupted by lust even quicker than your body. Those leering looks you think nobody notices, they also corrupt. Jesus speaks of the eye as the starting point of adultery. Take radical steps to avoid such a course. As Job said, I've made a covenant with my eyes not to look lustfully at a girl. Marriage is intended to be a place of blessing one another and a source of blessing for others. This means a life of radical faithfulness within marriage. Jesus speaks against using divorce as a cover for selfishness and whim. We are to live lives of radical integrity in which we say what we mean and mean what we say. Simply let your yes be yes and your no, no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one. Blessing others means blessing even those who do bad things to us. Don't hit back at all. No more tit-for-tat stuff. Live generously. To return evil for good is demonic. To return good for good is human. To return good for evil is the way of Jesus. Lord, help me this year to follow your directions for life and to spread blessing wherever I go. Trust God to direct you one step at a time. What I love more than anything when I set out on a long car journey, even better than a sat-nav, is to have someone in the car with me who knows the direction and tells me one step at a time where I should go. In the journey of life, God offers to accompany you and direct you one step at a time into a life of blessing. This is one of the key moments in the Bible as God initiates his rescue plan for humanity. The previous
Well, shout out to my man E Crew.
chapters have been a tale of ever-increasing sinfulness and separation from God. In these verses, suddenly everything shifts as God reveals his solution. Abraham. God promises Abraham, I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and all peoples on earth will be blessed through you. God chooses one individual and blesses him, and then one nation and blesses them. But his plan is always that they will pass the blessing on. This is key to our understanding of the Old Testament as it explains why God chose Israel, so that through them the whole world might be blessed. Ultimately, this promise is fulfilled in Jesus. He is the fulfillment of all the promises and hopes of Israel, and through him, all people can be blessed. This is now God's purpose for you. The Apostle Paul writes, "Those who have faith are children of Abraham." Scripture foresaw that God would justify the Gentiles by faith and announce the gospel in advance to Abraham. All nations will be blessed through you. So, those who rely on faith are blessed, along with Abraham, the man of faith. The church is blessed, like Abraham and Israel, not for its own sake, but in order to be a blessing to the whole world. If you've been blessed by God, it's not for your own selfish indulgence or self-congratulations. It's in order that you can be a blessing to others. God calls Abraham to leave his country, his people, and his father's household, and to go to the land God is going to show him. Abraham did exactly as the Lord directed him. He trusted God to direct him one step at a time. He could not have seen the next steps at this time, but he trusted God's promises. This has been my experience in life. God may give us a general picture of what he wants us to do, but as far as the details are concerned, he leads us one step at a time. The life of faith involves following his directions one step at a time. The journey's not always entirely smooth. Abraham was very much a flawed human being, just like us. God blessed him with great wealth and a stunningly beautiful wife. Nevertheless, in an act of weakness and deception, he allows Pharaoh to take her as his wife. Then, after quarreling arose between Abraham's herdsmen and Lot's, Abraham decides that there has to be a parting of the ways between himself and his nephew. Actually, it was not Abraham and Lot who fell out. It was, as so often happens, their followers. The reality of friction in human relationships is very evident. Lot chose the best land and left Abraham with what looked less good, but again, God gives Abraham direction. He tells him, "Look around from where you are." God said, "I'll make your descendants like dust. Counting your descendants will be as impossible as counting the dust of the earth. So, on your feet, get moving. Walk through the country, its length and breadth. I'm giving it all to you." When you are disappointed by someone or something, resist the urge to give in to feeling angry or bitter. Instead, look around from where you are. Fix your eyes on God and see things from his perspective, not the enemy's. Trust him to help you in these difficult situations rather than trusting in yourself. His plan is to bless you. It's only because of the grace of God that Abraham is promised these amazing blessings. The intention was that he would be a blessing to the whole world. Likewise for you. You are called to live under God's blessing and bring blessing to those around you. Lord, help me this year to follow your directions, one step at a time, to live under your blessing and to bring as much blessing as I can to everyone around.
Pippa adds, we all need guidance every day in all the difficult decisions of life. Following a straight path saves us wandering off, wasting time and energy. My prayer today is Psalm 5, verse 8, where we read, "Lead me, O Lord, in your righteousness. Make straight your way for me."
Psalm 5. Give ear to my words, O Lord. Consider my meditation. Hearken unto the voice of my cry, my King and my God. For unto thee will I pray. My voice shalt thou hear in the morning, O Lord. In the morning will I direct my prayer unto thee, and will look up. For thou art not a God that hath pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity. Thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. The Lord will abhor the bloody and deceitful man. But as for me, I will come into thy house in the multitude of thy mercy. And in thy fear will I worship toward thy holy temple. Lead me, O Lord, in thy righteousness because of mine enemies. Make thy way straight before my face. For there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wickedness. Their throat is an open sepulchre. Step at a time into it. As for me, I will come into thy house in the multitude of thy mercy. In thy fear will I worship the Lord. Psalm 5. Give ear to my words, O Lord. Consider my meditation. Hearken unto the voice of my cry, my King and my God. For unto thee will I pray. My voice shalt thou hear in the morning, O Lord. In the morning will I direct my prayer unto thee, and will look up. For thou art not a God that hath pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity. Thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. The Lord will abhor the bloody and deceitful man. But as for me, I will come into thy house in the multitude of thy mercy, and in thy fear will I worship toward thy holy temple. Lead me, O Lord, in thy righteousness because of mine enemies. Make thy way straight before my face. For there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wickedness. Their throat is an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue. Destroy thou them, O God. Let them fall by their own counsels. Cast them out in the multitude of their transgressions, for they have rebelled against thee. But let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice. Let them ever shout for joy, because thou defendest them. Let them also that love thy name be joyful in thee. For thou, Lord, wilt bless the righteous. With favor wilt thou compass him as with a shield. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raka, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, Thou fool, shall be in danger of hell fire. Therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there rememberest that thy brother hath aught against thee, leave there thy gift before the altar, and go thy way. First be reconciled to thy brother, and then come and offer thy gift. Agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out thence, till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out, and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. And if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off, and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. It hath been said, Whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorcement. But I say unto you, that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, causeth her to commit adultery, and whosoever shall marry her that is divorced, committeth adultery. Again ye have heard that it hath been said by them of old time, Thou shalt not forswear thyself, but shalt perform unto the Lord thine oaths. But I say unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne, nor by the earth, for it is his footstool, neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. Neither shalt thou swear by thy head, because thou canst not make one hair white or black. But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. For whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil. Ye have heard that it hath been said, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you, that ye resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also. And if any man will sue thee at the law, and take away thy coat, let him have thy cloak also. And whosoever shall compel thee to go a mile, go with him twain. Give to him that asketh thee, and from him that would borrow of thee turn not thou away. These are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old, and begat Arphaxad 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived after he begat Arphaxad 500 years, and begat sons and daughters. And Arphaxad lived 35 years, and begat Salah. And Arphaxad lived after he begat Salah 403 years, and begat sons and daughters. And Salah lived 30 years, and begat Eber. And Salah lived after he begat Eber 403 years, and begat sons and daughters. And Eber lived 34 years, and begat Peleg. And Eber lived after he begat Peleg 430 years, and begat sons and daughters. And Peleg lived 30 years, and begat Reu. And Peleg lived after he begat Reu 209 years, and begat sons and daughters. And Reu lived 32 years, and begat Serug. And Reu lived after he begat Serug 207 years, and begat sons and daughters. And Serug lived 30 years, and begat Nahor. And Serug lived after he begat Nahor 200 years, and begat sons and daughters. And Nahor lived 29 years, and begat Terah. And Nahor lived after he begat Terah 119 years, and begat sons and daughters. And Terah lived 70 years, and begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran. And Haran begat Lot. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity, in Ur of the Chaldees. And Abram and Nahor took them wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife, Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah, and the father of Iscah. But Sarai was barren, she had no child. And Terah took Abram his son, and Lot the son of Haran his son's son, and Sarai his daughter-in-law his son Abram's wife. And they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan. And they came unto Haran, and dwelt there. And the days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. Genesis 12. Now the Lord had said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. So Abram departed, as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. And Abram took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran. And they went forth to go into the land of Canaan, and into the land of Canaan they came. And Abram passed through the land unto the place of Sichem, unto the plain of Moreh. And the Canaanite was then in the land. And the Lord appeared unto Abram, and said, Unto thy seed will I give this land. And there builded he an altar unto the Lord, who appeared unto him. And he removed from thence unto a mountain on the east of Bethel, and pitched his tent, having Bethel on the west, and Ai on the east. And there he builded an altar unto the Lord, and called upon the name of the Lord. And Abram journeyed, going on still toward the south. And there was a famine in the land, And Abram went down into Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was grievous in the land. And it came to pass, when he was come near to enter into Egypt, that he said unto Sarai his wife, Behold now, I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon. Therefore it shall come to pass, when the Egyptians shall see thee, that they shall say, This is his wife, and they will kill me, but they will save thee alive. Say, I pray thee, Thou art my sister, that it may be well with me for thy sake, and my soul shall live because of thee. And it came to pass, that when Abram was come into Egypt, the Egyptians beheld the woman that she was very fair. The princes also of Pharaoh saw her, and commended her before Pharaoh. And the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. And he entreated Abram well for her sake. And he had sheep, and oxen, and he-asses, and men-servants, and maidservants, and she-asses, and camels. And the Lord plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarai, Abram's wife. And Pharaoh called Abram, and said, What is this that thou hast done unto me? Why didst thou not tell me that she was thy wife? Why saidst thou, She is my sister, so I might have taken her to be my wife? Now therefore behold thy wife, take her, and go thy way. And Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they sent him away, and his wife, and all that he had. Genesis 13. And Abram went up out of Egypt, he and his wife, and all that he had, and Lot with him, into the south. And Abram was very rich in cattle, in silver, and in gold. And he went on his journeys from the south even to Bethel, unto the place where his tent had been at the beginning, between Bethel and Ai, unto the place of the altar which he had made there at the first. And there Abram called on the name of the Lord. And Lot also, which went with Abram, had flocks and herds and tents. And the land was not able to bear them, that they might dwell together, for their substance was great, so that they could not dwell together. And there was a strife between the herdmen of Abram's cattle and the herdmen of Lot's cattle. And the Canaanite and the Perizzite dwelled then in the land. And Abram said unto Lot, Let there be no strife, I pray thee, between me and thee, and between my herdmen and thy herdmen, for we be brethren. Is not the whole land before thee? Separate thyself, I pray thee, from me. If thou wilt take the left hand, then I will go to the right. Or if thou depart to the right hand, then I will go to the left. And Lot lifted up his eyes, and beheld all the plain of Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere, before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even as the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt, as thou comest unto Zoar. Then Lot chose him all the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east. And they separated themselves the one from the other. Abram dwelled in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelled in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent toward Sodom. But the men of Sodom were wicked and sinners before the Lord exceedingly. And the Lord said unto Abram, after that Lot was separated from him, Lift up now thine eyes, and look from the place where thou art, northward and southward, and eastward and westward. For all the land which thou seest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed forever. And I will make thy seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of the earth, then shall thy seed also be numbered. Arise, walk through the land in the length of it, and in the breadth of it, for I will give it unto thee. Then Abram removed his tent, and came and dwelt in the plain of Mamre, which is in Hebron, and built there an altar unto the Lord.
Yes, that was some powerful readings. We're going to try to give y'all the whole Bible, the whole Bible and the whole year. That was day 6. But a couple of the books that I want to touch on before I move on is the passage where he said, people don't even realize that they curse themselves. You curse yourself. You curse yourself with stuff that you do unbeknownst to you. Just take that into mind. Take that into consideration. Like I said, I used to run from my assignment. Now I run to it. Let's refresh the page. Hopefully y'all caught that sauce. Shout out to my man E Cruz. Like I said, always supporting the movement. Get that CMOS in the fridge. Let it gel up nice. Let it gel up nice. You know, we are definitely running it up. You know. But yeah, tonight they are retiring Dirk Nowitzki's jersey in Dallas. Man, in Dallas. Let me get the link up. Oh no. Let's get the link up. Yo, Nasai and Narina, can y'all like y'all are so loud. Do y'all want to go upstairs? Like take it upstairs. Why don't y'all go upstairs?
Sacrificial stewardship. Romans 12:1. I appeal to you, therefore, brothers and sisters, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship. The second Bible metaphor that helps us understand stewardship in the Old Testament is the picture of sacrifice. The people of Israel celebrated 3 special feasts every year. Everyone who was able traveled to the special place of worship, bringing everything they would need for worship. These festivals involved physically reorienting oneself around the Lord and his covenant. Each man brought with him an offering for the Lord, usually in the form of livestock. Sacrifice was central to Old Covenant worship. It was a complex picture of giving to the Lord a portion of what was God's already. Sacrifice was meant to remind the worshiper that all the person owned had come from God. The offered sacrifice belonged exclusively to the Lord, to be used as the Lord intended. Paul found the idea of sacrifice a useful way to describe our response to the grace of God and the love of Christ. The difference between Old Covenant worship and Christian worship is that in the past the worshiper offered part of his belongings to God for his use. But our worship is to offer it all. As God's offering, you and I no longer belong to ourselves. All we have, all we are, all we own, everything is placed on the altar for God to use as he desires. This is not what we usually experience in our various services on Sunday morning. Many of us are just doing our religious duty, offering our token bits, then going about our lives once we get home without truly grasping the gospel or its implications for our lives. But we are called to place ourselves on the altar in what Paul calls an act of spiritual worship. Our worship is not to offer a part of what we have or who we are, but to offer it all. Reflection questions. Read Romans 12:1-5 again. Ask the Spirit to guide you as you consider if you have trusted God with all you have and all you are. Ask God what one next step of surrender he wants you to take today. What is he asking you to place on the altar? I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as God hath dealt to every man the measure of faith. For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office, so we, being many, are one body in Christ, and every one members one of another, having the
Niggas be mad with Yes, this microphone is extra sensitive. Yes, this microphone is extra sensitive. I don't know where all that background noise is coming from. I don't know where all that background noise is coming from. Where the fuck is that shit coming from? I'm gonna see something. Hold on. How's that now? How's that? How's that now? Yeah, that's bad. I had to mute the mic. How's that? And then come back on. How's that now? That's better. Yeah, that's bad. I had to mute the mic. How's that? That's crazy though. And then come back on. That's crazy. Let's get that up over here. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm back. I had to, get my dinner together. Don't want to burn the house down. But yes, let's see what else is going on YouTube. No, let's give the tube a look over. Like I said, I'll stay on for about another 15 more minutes. And then I am going to jump off my God, World Combat and Batman and Miss Destiny Black are still going strong. Who else is going on? You see how I touched on that, man? On the whole pound for pound list, right? I just feel like the whole, like I said, everybody make your own list, man. Instead of of following narratives, just do your own list. Do your own list. But yes, I'm gonna take a brief um hour recess. And then I am going to come back on with the ball. Man, basketball it is, man. Mm. Oh no, I don't want that in my library. Man, today I'm kinda um a little behind schedule as far as like my numbers, you know. Like that's why I see my narrative is the proper narrative. That's why I said I'm looking at YouTube. Every well, I'm just gonna say one particular community. They all do the same stories, man. All. That's why I said those that choose to be different will always stand out in this game. Trust and believe that. Right? Give free minds. People who are free-minded people will always be different. That's why I play a little bit of those Bible scriptures for y'all because I want y'all to soak all that in, man. Soak that in, and don't let it go over your head. Don't let it go over your head, cause it will go over your head if you don't soak it in, right? You know, yeah. Oh man, what was that? Hold on. Did I just see that right? He's definitely built like a fighter. What's his record though? He's in the wrong gym though. I'll say that. I don't know. Yes, he's definitely in the wrong gym. That's not the gym. I'm looking at something. Yeah, no. Hold on, let me sip this iced tea. Yeah, that's my thoughts too on that. Definitely. Oh man. Yeah, these kids are just playing on the steps. Like, come on. Get off the steps, man. Yeah, why y'all playing on the steps? Why y'all playing on the steps? All right, go. Just do what you got to do. But I keep hearing y'all running up and down the steps. That's not the vibes, man. Stay upstairs and play in the playroom. Oh, stay upstairs and play. I'm trying to look at this weather report, man. Man, I think I'm gonna talk about that. They ain't playing, yo. Listen to this. I think I'm gonna talk about that.
That is the problem. Everyday New Yorker in this borough of 2.6 million people were held hostage by three gang groups. While we look towards our police commissioner, while we look towards our other agencies to stop.
Man, that's breaking news, man. They are cracking down. Well, are they cracking down or are they just making headlines? You always gotta remember that too. Get down, Dapper. Get down, Dapper. Go get your sister. I'm about to feed y'all. Come on. Rain inside, come on. No, I don't want you bringing food upstairs. Yeah, transport shit all over the house. Come on, Arena. Yes, I'm back. Salute to all of the bloggers. Listen, I'm about to wrap this one up. Um, about an hour. I'm jumping back on for the play-by-play NBA game. I'm gonna just power up, get some CMOS in me, and I will be back on. You know the vibes, man. Listen, always keep God first. Hopefully, y'all took in some of that sauce.
This is your boy Jamel Simplify Herring, and I'm with the best in the world, the best from Long Island, the Sauce Talk Podcast. Hey, we doing big things. Shout out to everybody out there in LI as well. Simplify, salute.
Yes, you know the vibes. Yo, man, it's your Hot Tucker, man. The real GOAT, LeBron Donner the game, man. Shout out to the Sauce Talk Podcast. Shout out my man Showtime Shot. If you ain't know, now you know. Hear about it.
Screw you. That's right.
Like, subscribe, and hit that bell.